morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock. The recording has started, and we are getting into our implementation series. Happy February. Hope everyone is having a great month so far with the start of the month. And it's up and down weather in Texas. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. We have a short one today with kinder identification. There we go. So we're basically going to go over a couple of things in kinder identification. I'll have our district sharing, and then a little update on GT Tuesday, and then we'll throw it back out for question and answer. Just want to remind you with the student assessment that our statement, we're looking at our identification procedures and how we're doing progress monitoring. So today we're looking at specifically, we're going to be talking about kinder identification and some of those procedures that you're looking at and using to find your different students, your populations within your districts and those talents and abilities, and how you're automatically considering your students. Now, I know everyone does not do a universal screener. Some of you do a little bit different. Some do job forms. Different measures are used. So that's what we're going to hear about today, and hopefully get a little more viewpoints and points of sharing. And we're going to start with our friends in IRving ISD. Are you there?
I am. I'm here.
IRving?
Yes.
We'll come back. IRving?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
That's Bella.
Come back. We got Rockwall.
I'm
I
Rockwall
know Jennifer's
here.
there.
Yeah.
Saw you earlier. Jennifer?
Yep.
Are you muted?
No, I'm
Jennifer?
not muted. No, I'm not muted.
I can't hear you.
Wow.
Hold on.
I can hear everybody else.
Let's see. Let's go to a new share. Share. To next participants. Let's see. Jennifer. Okay. Close. Yes. Jennifer.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I hear your mic going up, but we can't hear you.
No.
Well, I can't hear you. Is it just me, or okay, you can hear it. Let me put,
I
I'm
can
on
hear
silent.
myself.
So, Jennifer?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I think everyone can hear her. And okay, everyone can hear Teresa. It's just me. Okay. All right. So we'll start with, so we can hear, Teresa Francis can hear, so they can hear Jennifer. Go ahead, Jennifer, and hopefully I'll figure out what's going on with my sound.
Okay. All right. So I have some things to share today. And with the law saying that all kindergarten students are considered potential candidates, I attended a leadership conference at Taggett, and I sat in a session done by Louisville ISD, Debbie Roby, and she's one of my mentors. And so I sat down and I took incredible notes and then sought her afterwards because they already considered in Louisville ISD all kindergarten students potential candidates. So we started that in Rockwall about 8 years ago. And what we did was we purchased a Birdie Kingor planned experience book. And we went through them and we did about 4 planned experiences for the first semester. And then we administered the SAGES reasoning. And we collected all those scores, and those students that had an 85 percentile and above, then we requested formal assessment by the parents, and then we finished off with any other aptitude and achievement. So now I think we've got this pretty much streamlined. And in order to be equitable at all our schools, we now do 2 planned standardized experiences. And one is, let's see if I can show you this, 10 Black Dots out of Bertie Kingle. And we also have it in Spanish. And so all the teachers read this book. We follow the directions exactly the way that Bertie says. We purchase these 10 Black Dots and we set up the rubric, like Bertie says, and we evaluate every single kindergarten student. Okay, and like if you can see in the back right here. So we set up a rubric. What we do then is after we're done with our planned experiences, we take them to a PLC with the kindergarten teachers and we evaluate. So that's one of them. And then we also do a draw start. And we set up our rubric on the back. So 2 planned experiences in all elementary schools must be complete by the time they go home for the Christmas break. When we come back in January, which we did, we allotted a week, and every single kindergartner then we sat down face to face, because we don't do the Naglieri online, but we did order the new SAGES 3 test. And so every kindergarten student, we sit down and we do the nonverbal reasoning and the verbal reasoning. So we've collected on 2 planned experiences and collected on SAGES, and then we look at all our data points, sit down with the kindergarten teachers, and then send home a formal request asking permission to do additional testing. And when Rockwell has it posted to where we take referrals from students, from teachers, from parents, and then this is what we consider kind of our pre-assessment. So that's how we do kindergarten, and we just tend to get better and better each year. Our Title I schools, what we do is we make sure that we are in kindergarten every week for at least 30 minutes, and we call it nurturing the nature.
All right.
So, well, the good news is, really, the 48 is very deceiving. We're in the 9th group because we had 3 grads. The top group had 13 or 14. The second group had 13.
I don't know who's not muted, but I'm
Really only like.
Okay, and I'm just going to finish up on one thing, and I'll take questions.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So
Okay.
we
So we had some ties in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all ties.
Okay.
So the colors are what the ties are. So then this is our metric.
technology, don't we?
Okay. All right. So what we do is we look at all of our data points, and those students that we don't identify for GT services,
Because they were in the next group.
we
So-
locate our top 20% students, and we call them our merit scholars. And so we put the merit scholars on a list. And so then the following year in first grade, we cluster our kindergarten GT students, and we also cluster our merit scholars.
Here's another observation. I took their class size that they reported and I divided it by the total.
All right, got it. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, any questions for Jennifer? Let me go down.
Jennifer, what
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
say were the qualifications for your merit scholars?
Our merit scholars, you know how you find those kids at your Title I schools that you want to take your top tier to nurture? So we take our top 20% in kindergarten that did not qualify for GT services. We look at our top 20% and they go on a list and they never exit the list. And so they roll over into first grade and they're clustered. They're not clustered with the GT students. We find that they seem to thrive more than with those GT kids. So then eventually what we do is some of those kids end up getting identified. But in first grade, if we assess again, anybody that makes an 85 percentile and above in any aptitude, they go on that merit scholar list. And we want to track this. We already now have them into fourth grade, but we want to track to see that if we pay special attention to them, how many more merit scholars can we get in our district? And again, I do want to shout out to Debbie Roby for Louisville ISD, but she's the one that gave me this idea.
For those merit scholars you're clustering, are they getting any additional services? Like, are they pulled for enrichment or?
What they are is we make sure that they're placed with a teacher that has her 5 days of GT training and maintains it with a GT update. And then the GT specialist on campus works with her to support her in depth and complexity with those kids in the classroom. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. So I'm going to go back to IRving and Holly.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we
We can
can.
hear you.
Okay, so this process was not invented by me. Audra Rao did this process while she was here in IRving, but for many years we have been considering our our kindergartners as an automatic referral and screening all of our kindergartners.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we use is we use a calendar of activities. So starting September 1st, all of our kindergartners are referred. And we use the Birdie Kingor KOI to kind of track those students and their performance in the classroom. And then we have several planned experiences. We have 3 in language arts, 3 in mathematics. Those are written into the kindergarten curriculum. That took some time to work with my C&I peeps. But that's all written into the curriculum. The teachers work together to score those. One of the really great things that we do in IRving is we have a group of kinder teachers, one from every campus, that is the representative for that campus. Sometimes it's 2 of them, but they're considered the kinder TOT. And I meet with them 3 times. The first time we kind of go over the overview and portfolio activities, how to score those. And then the next time we go over aptitude testing and what that should look like. And then we look at how do we determine who needs further achievement testing. Now that we have kinder and MAPS, some of our achievement testing is already taken care of. But who needs further testing, who needs to be looked at. And they have a calendar so that sort of gets them from September all the way to February so that they can start services by March 1st. I would share like what our calendar looks like, but it says I can't share. So
1 minute. Go back. I made you a co-host. Try it now.
all right, so let's see if you can you see this?
Hold on.
No. One second. Okay. Now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this is our kinder screening calendar. It starts in September, and you can see there's a calendar of activities, and it's highlighted on the calendar when they're supposed to do the activities. When we have MAP testing, I've kind of blocked out that week. And and then when all of their stuff is due, when they're supposed to meet with me. It sort of, here's all the activities for Thanksgiving over here. So they've done all the activities before Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, before Christmas break, we do our aptitude testing. And then they determine the last week before winter break, who are they supposed to continue testing? And then we do our achievement testing in January, sometimes moving into February. And then February, they determine who those kids are. They send home notes of those kids who qualify, who will be in services. And then we code and start services. This year, it's February 28th. So all of those kids are in services who need to be in services. One of the things that this process has done is it's provided a lot of information. We have aptitude scores. We have portfolio scores. We have lots of achievement data. And we have all that information that helps them then make classes for the new school year for first grade, because that's when we start self-contained services. And it's gone from identifying kids who needed acceleration to an accelerated and differentiated talent development model. And so we use those kids to develop talent. And what's really interesting is that there's been a lot of kids who didn't qualify in kinder but had pretty high scores, and they've been in the program all along. And this past week, Yolanda and myself went through all 20 of our elementary campuses, 5th grade transitions, and there have been kids who weren't qualified in previous years who are now fully qualified or are now qualified in an area for GT services in middle school. So it's been a really great process to kind of watch how many kids are now qualifying for middle school. Another one of the things that we started using so that we had some more equitable services is we use local norms. So every time we give a MAP test, because everybody takes it, I norm it for the top 10% of students. And also we've been using for students who score a 3 on portfolio, which means they had some really high points, but then maybe some things that weren't quite there. We give a hope scale that allows the teacher to compare those students to other students like them in age, race, and background. Oh, do you have any questions?
So Holly, would you mind sharing that calendar with the group? If you want.
I don't mind at all. I can turn it into a PDF and email it to you.
Okay. And I will send it today as we go forward. All right. So we will have that today. A couple more things, and then I'll open it back up into question and answer for everyone. So basically, remember with our kinder standards, we know that we are looking at, really there's only 2 standards in our policies that are specifically just to kindergarten. All the others are more open to all of our students, to the K-12 process. So with kinders, we're looking at those students are automatically considered, and we heard how 2 districts are looking at those students and offering them those advanced levels of services. And then the next one is 21, sorry. Is the criteria, at least using 3 to when you're looking at those students who perform or show the potential of accomplishment relative to their age peers. So, and in a minute, PowerPoint will actually be up for you. As I said, this is a short one today, but we're free to open it up to questions and what else is going on in the field, or other questions you're wondering. So we know that Holly will be providing us with a copy of her calendar on how she does that in IRving. Anyone else want to either share what they're doing with Kinder or any questions? I did see that there is a question about King Lore and the issues of going on there. Anyone has had a workaround that they want to share?
Okay, I'll say something. I've actually had to call Birdie because I think they had some health issues. Someone was in the hospital at one time, and I lost some money before it had to be spent. And so I think what you have to do is just really got to get a hold of them and then just make sure that they walk that purchase order through.
So it's the constant calling and reminder, and then walk the POs through with them. All right. Anyone else want to share? I know we got a few more people out there, what they're doing with their Kinder programs and services. As you see, it's not a difficult thing to do. There is no judgment in our world. Any questions out there? All right. So, other questions before we move on about any other topic, wonderings? If not, we'll keep moving. A couple of things, as you know, we have one more session in the Zoom meeting topics on identification, and that will be some of your selection committee, and then we'll do a little talking about some of those other places in the state plan that we have not touched at this point. And then we will be moving on to our next areas, and I want to say it might be placement options. These are our dates. We are here today at February the 4th. Our next one will be February 18th. And all of these dates and the links for these webinars are posted on the website, on the GT Education Resources page. You'll find the links for all of the next Zoom meetings till the end of the semester posted, and the topics. If you would like to share on any of those topics or you have questions beforehand, please send them in and we will make sure we get those involved and try to get those answered. And if there's something you would like to cover, please let me know. We can add that in at any point. As we're looking at finishing this series for the year up, I know we still got a few more to go, but I'm thinking, what do we want to do for next year? Or do we want to continue this or go to another phase of really just having an opportunity for you to share out and to talk about what you're doing across the state and your program services, and having those opportunities for an open conversation. So let me know your thoughts, your wonderings. And then I will also try to send out a listserv with these links, but I thought it might be easier not to lose it in your email. It's in one location. It's there. If I miss somebody's email, it's shipping it out. We won't have to worry about it. It's there. So I hope that works for everyone. All right. And as you know, my contact information, our next meeting is on the 18th. We're short, this is real short today, but if anyone has any comments, questions, feel free to unmute yourself and put it out there. Otherwise, we're going to be dismissed. You got another 30 minutes to do something. No questions from the world. All right. Thank you, Teresa. All right. Take this 30 minutes, do something for yourself or a few. Answer a couple more emails before you move on. All right. See you, Greg, in a couple of weeks. All right. So thank you, everyone. I will have this, since this is short, it probably won't take as long to process. So I will have this up hopefully by the end of, before the end of the day. But the PowerPoint will be up in a few. So have a good one. Thank you. We are done. We're going to stop share. We're going to end meeting.